welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, I finally got the opportunity to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. So yeah, let's get into it and let's talk about it. Alright, first things first, if you have not seen the movie yet, do yourself a favor, get off your device, go check out this movie immediately because we are going to be talking about all of the spoilers as much as possible. You have been warned, guys. So I guess most reviewers are going to start off with this, I believe. But yeah, I have always been a huge Spider-Man fan since I was very young. It changed recently to Batman, obviously. But yeah, Spider-Man's always been a huge part of my childhood, from the toys, the Tobey Maguire movies, Andrew Garfield movies. Just such cool superhero. Always recreated stuff on my trampoline and stuff like that when I was a kid. But yeah, always enjoyed Spider-Man, and yeah, excited to talk about this movie. I had it in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year list, and I'm not gonna lie, the trailers had me a little bit skeptical on this, but I'm just pleased to say that all of the skepticism has been demolished because this was a freaking phenomenal Spider-Man film. Obviously, it does have some issues, but we'll get into that. Let's start with the positives first. All right, so it doesn't always have to be like this for a Spider-Man movie, but I did enjoy like the darker, more depressed tone that they've got going for Peter Parker, Spider-Man in this movie, whereas the previous movies felt more upbeat up until where maybe Aunt May got off in the series. But yeah, and they probably took a little bit of inspiration from the Batman, which I also enjoy. Just going for that little bit of a more dark, depressed tone, putting Spider-Man through some difficult situations, and yeah, pulling me away from that label of him being Iron Boy Jr. or what else you want to call Spider-Man from the newer series with all the suit enhancements and things like this. It felt like it was back to him just doing his best and trying to solve everything on his own rather than relying on somebody else and somebody else's technology. I also really enjoy that what happened in the previous film with the whole not remembering who Peter Parker wasn't solved in the first like 10 or 15 minutes of the movie, and it actually took a little while for the movie to get into that and get to the solving of that, and everybody kind of learning who Spider-Man is again amongst MJ and Ned, which is pretty cool. Even Frank Castle at the end, Punisher, he realizes who Peter is Spider-Man. Obviously doesn't know him as well. Same with Ned and MJ, and we can explore those relationships further, I guess, in more movies to come, hopefully. But yeah, no, it was good that they took their time with this, and yeah, it wasn't solved in 5 or 10, 15 minutes. Speaking about the Punisher, I really thought the dynamic between Punisher and Spider-Man worked really well. Even the comedic stuff, it didn't really take me out of the movie. I felt like everything was delivered, especially the like emotional scenes at the end where he calls him out for crying and stuff like that. Yeah, it just feels like two guys bantering, watching a sad movie, and then this tear is going to appear some stage, but yeah, you try to play it off cool. Really love the whole dynamic and the way they used Punisher in this. Obviously, they had to PG-13 him down a little bit, but it doesn't take away from his character at all. And I thought the dynamic was still good enough to work. I'd really love to see if we can get a Deadpool and Spider-Man crossover. I don't know how they would do that because that might be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, really can't complain about Frank Castle in this movie. Did a really good job. John Bernthal is awesome as Punisher, and hope we get to see more of him in future films as well. The whole Punisher stuff leads into the next one as well. That like the hand-to-hand combat in this and the action and the fighting sequences is just shot so well, and it looks freaking cool. And I felt that was lacking a lot of the previous 3 Spider-Man films, especially No Way Home. That's it has so much nostalgia for that movie, and the best parts of that movie is obviously having Tobey and Andrew back for that. But when it came to the penultimate end fighting scenes, it felt rushed. I know it was shot during COVID and all of that, but I don't know. It just that's where it loses me kind of in those last the final battle. There's some emotional stuff which is great, but the actual fight sequences feels a little bit rushed, and yeah, I felt they could have done a little bit more with that maybe. But yeah, that's one big positive I can bring for this movie, and it's actually what might put it higher for me than No Way Home. In all honesty, I just enjoy it so much more, even with Andrew and Toby being back in the previous film. Those are the highs of that film, but I feel like this one just takes it over. Yeah, it's just beautiful to look at, and the swinging scenes as well through the city. It looks the best it has looked since the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Still think it does look a little bit better. There is some negatives in that, but for the most part, it does look pretty good. There's just some sequences with the whole backdrop of New York that kind of takes me out of it. It looks like green, blue screenish, but yeah, for the most part, it's really well done. There's one particular scene when Frank brings Peter into the hospital at the end sequence when he accidentally shot him instead of Sadie Singh's character, which we'll get into soon. But yeah, that sequence where he runs through the door, that definitely, I don't know, something just looked off. And all modern movies kind of has this problem, unfortunately. Like it looks too vivid. I don't know. It just looks like a backdrop has been added instead of an actual location or the actual location. I know it's hard to shoot in New York, but yeah, you can tell. Some it doesn't take you out completely, but yeah, it is very noticeable. Another huge positive I have for this movie with the action sequences. We've seen the trailers. Obviously, we're going to talk spoilers, but one of the best scenes in this movie is actually Bruce Banner's Hulk and him just getting out that raging Hulk inside of him, which sounds weird, but no, it was awesome. It was really great to see, and that whole fight sequence was just epic, and I really can't wait to see more of it. I'm so over the moon with the first interaction that Spider-Man and Hulk actually got in across the MCU so far, which was really cool to see. Even not just the fight sequence, but when he's at the university and he's talking to Bruce about the inhibitor chip to yeah suppress his mutant DNA, which was yeah it was a really cool scene. Just gave me those Spider-Man 2 3 vibes with him and Dr. Connors just discussing things, and yeah, and it was just cool to see, and I hope we do get more of that, and I hope we get some more rage filled Hulk in the future. All right, so guys, let's get into the most juiciest parts of this review, I guess, and what everybody's kind of wondered for over the last year or so since the news broke that Sadie Singh was cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my neighbor's dog knew that she was going to be playing Jean Grey for this. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I don't know why they kept it a secret. It was a nice surprise. It did keep me guessing a little bit, but it was so obviously that was the character she was going to play, and I think that is phenomenal casting, and I'm super excited to see what she does in future projects, especially those X-Men movies that are said to come after, like the Secret Wars and stuff like that. Just a whole reset of the X-Men universe, and there's some really emotional stuff in this movie, and I thought they handled it really well with her sister Sarah and the damage control people not being who they are saying to be and living up to be, which was really cool. And yeah, the whole end sequence of him fighting the Hand and his transformation throughout the movie, where he kind of yeah stops the inhibitor chip from himself. There's a lot to discuss, guys. I'm not gonna get into all of the plot points, but yeah, he creates this inhibitor chip just like Hulk does that suppresses those spider DNA. And yeah, and finally at the end he accepts it and he kind of coexists with it now, and yeah, he's got the natural webs coming out, which is also a cool aspect. And yeah, I thought everything was just really done. The May scenes felt like and May scenes that just felt right. I don't think she had a good scene. She was always just there for eye candy. I feel like in Homecoming and Far From Home, and in No Way Home, she got that big scene, obviously her death scene, which was pretty good. But I felt the scenes that was she was in for this movie was really well done, and it just felt like the Aunt May was yeah there to serve her purpose as inspiration for Peter throughout this movie, or yeah, in those specific moments of need, which was really nice to see, and a good change of pace. And yeah, it all ties in perfectly to her story as well, Jean Grey's story. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what they do next. A movie with them again would be freaking cool as well. So yeah, guys, overall, I'm super impressed with the movie. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 as well. I thought it was one of the best Spider-Man movies we've had in ages, and it wasn't just about nostalgia. The hand-to-hand fighting, the action sequences actually felt like good action sequences. The swinging in New York felt very good. I liked Peter Parker just being Peter Parker, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, doing his thing, not relying on somebody else's take. Also, took inspiration maybe from the Batman, because he spends a lot of this movie in his actual just Spider-Man outfit, not without the mask a lot. He has encounters with Yelena from the new Avengers, they are so called. I've not seen Thunderbolts, but this movie has made me want to go and revisit that movie and just check out the entirety of that film. So that's another good sign of this. Yeah, it just looks beautiful as well. Those practical swinging scenes they shot in London, I believe they definitely paid off. It's a good story. It's a cool villain, and it sets up Doomsday and Secret Wars perfectly. Also, this movie didn't feel repetitive at all, even though it is like the third interpretation we've had of Jean Grey in the last 20 what somewhat years. Yeah, it didn't feel repetitive at all. They go to new lengths with her story, and they change it up a little bit. It's not the whole Dark Phoenix story, and she is the antagonist of the film. That's the truth of the situation. She is that, but there is a resolve at the end. And yeah, just exciting things to come for the future of the X-Men universe and Marvel universe. And I feel they hit gold with the casting of Sadie Sink, in all honesty. And yeah, the emotional stuff just. And yeah, guys, if you have seen the movie, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you for Friday the 13th Part 6 next week, Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I will go and check out The Ice Cream Man as well on Wednesday. Eli Roth's new horror movie coming out, so be on the lookout for that. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace out.
I'll be right back.